If you've ever cried in front of your dog, you know the moment. The quiet approach, the gentle presence, the way they seem to understand without words. They don't ask questions or offer solutions, they simply stay. But what's really happening in those moments goes deeper than comfort. Here are 5 things your dog actually feels when you're sad, and number 3 will completely change how you see them. Your dog feels your energy change. Before you even realize you're upset, your dog already knows. They don't need to see tears or hear sobbing to understand that something has shifted in your world. Dogs are masters at reading the invisible language of human emotion, picking up on changes so subtle that we ourselves might not be aware of them yet. It starts with your voice. Even when you think you sound normal, your dog hears the microscopic changes in tone, the slight tightness, the way stress affects the rhythm of your speech. They notice when your breathing becomes shallow, when your movements turn restless, when the usual confidence in your posture begins to falter, but their awareness goes even deeper than what they can see and hear. Dogs possess an extraordinary ability to detect chemical changes in your body. When sadness begins to build, your stress hormones, cortisol, and adrenaline start to rise, and these chemical shifts change your scent in ways that are completely imperceptible to humans, but crystal clear to your dog's powerful nose. Research shows that dogs can detect these hormonal changes within minutes, sometimes even before we're consciously aware of our emotional state. They're essentially reading our biochemistry, understanding our internal experience through scent signals that tell them exactly how we're feeling. Picture this. You walk into a room after receiving bad news. You haven't said anything yet, maybe you're even trying to hold it together, but your dog immediately lifts their head from where they were resting. Their ears perk up, their eyes focus on you with sudden intensity. They've felt the shift in your energy like a change in atmospheric pressure. They don't just read your sadness, they feel the drop in your energy like a physical force in the room. Your emotional state becomes their emotional environment, and they respond accordingly. When your energy dims, theirs shifts too, moving from relaxed contentment to alert concern in a matter of seconds. This immediate recognition isn't just impressive, it's the foundation of everything else they feel and do when you're hurting. They don't need time to figure out that something's wrong. They know instantly, and that knowledge triggers a cascade of responses that reveal just how deeply connected they are to your emotional world. Their heart syncs with yours. What happens next is one of the most remarkable aspects of the human-dog bond. As your emotional state intensifies, your dog's body begins to mirror yours in ways that science is only beginning to understand. This isn't just emotional empathy, it's biological synchronization. Studies using heart rate monitors have shown that when owners experience stress or sadness, their dog's heart rates change too. As your pulse quickens with anxiety or slows with depression, your dog's cardiovascular system responds in parallel. They're not just observing your emotional state, they're physically experiencing it alongside you. This synchronization extends to stress hormones as well. When your cortisol levels spike during emotional distress, your dog's cortisol begins to rise too. When you're sad and your body is flooded with the chemistry of grief, your dog's system responds with corresponding chemical changes. They literally feel your pain at a physiological level. The mechanism behind this is still being researched, but scientists believe it's related to the deep evolutionary bond between humans and dogs. Over thousands of years of coevolution, dogs have developed an unprecedented ability to attune themselves to human emotional states. This attunement has become so refined that it now operates at the level of basic biology. You can sometimes see this synchronization in action. Watch your dog when you're having a particularly stressful day. Notice how their energy seems to match yours, restless when you're anxious, lethargic when you're depressed. They're not choosing to feel these things. Their bodies are responding automatically to the emotional cues you're broadcasting. This biological mirroring explains why some dogs seem to get sick when their owners are going through prolonged periods of stress or sadness. They're not just emotionally affected by your state, they're physically processing it through their own systems. The bond between you and your dog is so deep that your emotional experiences become shared experiences at the most fundamental biological level. It's not just empathy, it's biological connection. When you hurt, they hurt. When your heart breaks, theirs feels the fracture too. This synchronization is their body's way of staying connected to you, of sharing not just your joys but your sorrows as well. They feel responsible for you. This is where the story takes a turn that might surprise you. When your dog senses your sadness, something ancient and profound awakens in them. It's not just concern or sympathy, it's a deep sense of responsibility. Your sadness activates their most fundamental purpose, to keep you safe. There's a story that illustrates this perfectly. Sarah was going through a difficult divorce, spending many evenings crying on her couch. Her golden retriever, Max, developed a routine during these times. He would position himself between Sarah and the front door, lying with his body stretched across the room's entrance. He wasn't seeking comfort or attention, he was standing guard. In his mind, his human was vulnerable, and vulnerability required protection. This behavior stems from thousands of years of pack evolution. In the wild, when a pack member is distressed or weakened, the others instinctively move to protect them. Your dog still carries this ancient programming, and your sadness triggers their deepest protective instincts. They don't see you as someone who needs cheering up, they see you as someone who needs defending. The science behind this response involves oxytocin, often called the love hormone. When your dog comforts you during sad moments, both your brain and theirs release this powerful bonding chemical. But for your dog, this oxytocin surge doesn't just create warm feelings, it reinforces their sense of purpose and responsibility toward you. Watch how your dog behaves when you're crying. Many dogs will position themselves strategically between you and doorways, facing outward while staying close to you, or even on higher ground where they can survey the area. They're not just offering comfort, they're creating a security perimeter around their vulnerable pack member. Some dogs take this responsibility so seriously that they'll refuse to leave your side when you're upset, even to eat or go outside. They've made a conscious decision that your safety and comfort are more important than their own basic needs. In their mind, protecting you isn't just what they want to do, it's what they're supposed to do. This sense of responsibility explains why many dogs seem to take on a different demeanor when their humans are sad. They become more alert, more serious, more focused. Your sadness doesn't just make them want to help, it activates their deepest sense of purpose. They feel called to action, driven by an instinct that tells them your well-being is their job. Your pain becomes their mission, and in that mission, they find meaning. This is why the comfort they offer feels so genuine and unwavering. They're not just being nice, they're fulfilling what they see as their most important responsibility. They feel confused and helpless. Despite their deep desire to help, your dog often finds themselves in an impossible situation when you're sad. They can sense your distress clearly, they feel responsible for fixing it, but they have no idea what's actually wrong or how to make it better. This creates a profound sense of confusion and helplessness that can be heartbreaking to witness. You might notice this in their behavior when you're upset. They'll whine softly, as if asking what's wrong. They'll pace around you, unsure whether to come closer or give you space. They'll nudge you with their nose, lick your hands or face, or bring you their favorite toys, all attempts to solve a problem they don't understand. Some dogs will try everything in their behavioral toolkit when their human is sad. They might perform tricks, hoping to make you smile. They might fetch items and drop them at your feet, offering their most precious possessions as gifts. They might press their body against you, sharing their warmth and presence. Each action is an attempt to help, but also a question. Is this what you need? Does this make it better? The confusion is especially difficult for dogs because they're such problem-solving creatures. They understand cause and effect in their world. If they're hungry, they go to their food bowl. If they want outside, they go to the door. But human sadness doesn't follow these logical patterns. There's no clear action they can take to resolve the problem, and this lack of agency can be genuinely distressing for them. Research on canine behavior shows that dogs experience something similar to mirror distress when their humans are upset. They don't just observe your sadness, they absorb it and reflect it back through their own emotional responses. This is why many dogs seem to become sad themselves when their owners are going through difficult times. The helplessness they feel is compounded by their deep bond with you. The stronger their attachment, the more urgent their need to help, and the more frustrated they become when they can't figure out how to make things better. They want desperately to be useful, to fulfill their role as your protector and companion, but they're working with limited tools in a situation they can't fully comprehend. This is why it's so important to reassure your dog when you're sad. A gentle word, a soft touch, or simply acknowledging their presence can help ease their confusion. They need to know that your sadness isn't something they've caused or something they're failing to fix. When you let them know they're helping just by being there, it calms both of you and allows their comfort to be more effective. They feel closer to you than ever. In the midst of your sadness and their confusion, something beautiful happens. The shared experience of your vulnerability and their care creates a bond that goes deeper than everyday companionship. When you let your dog comfort you during difficult times, you're teaching them what love truly means, not just the easy joy of play and treats, but the profound connection that exists in moments of need. Your scent changes when you're sad, becoming richer with the complex chemistry of human emotion. Dogs have an incredible ability to remember scents and associate them with experiences. When your dog comforts you during these times, they're creating a scent memory that becomes associated with care, protection, and deep bonding. In a very real sense, they learn to recognize and respond to your care mode. This is why many dogs become even more attentive and loving after helping their humans through difficult periods. They've experienced the deepest form of pack bonding being needed, being useful, being the source of comfort for someone they love. This experience strengthens their sense of purpose and deepens their emotional connection to you. Watch how your dog behaves in the days following a time when you were sad and they comforted you. Many owners notice that their dogs seem more affectionate, more attentive, more closely bonded. The shared experience of vulnerability and care has taught them something new about the relationship, that love isn't just about happy times, but about being present for all times. When you allow your dog to comfort you, you're also giving them a gift. You're showing them that they matter, that their presence has meaning, that they have value beyond just being cute or entertaining. You're letting them fulfill their deepest instinct to care for their pack, and this fulfillment creates a satisfaction and contentment that enhances their overall well-being. The beautiful paradox is that in your pain, they find their purpose. Your moments of sadness become opportunities for them to express their love in its purest form, not the conditional love that depends on good times, but the unconditional love that shows up especially in difficult times. These moments of shared vulnerability and comfort become some of the most meaningful experiences in your relationship. Your dog doesn't just sense your sadness, they share it, process it, and transform it into an opportunity for deeper connection. They carry more of your heart than you'll ever know, not just in the easy moments, but especially in the hard ones. When you're sad, your dog experiences a complex cascade of emotions and physical responses. They feel your energy shift before you do. Their heart literally syncs with yours. They take on responsibility for your well-being. They struggle with confusion about how to help. And through it all, they grow closer to you than ever before. They don't just sense your sadness, they share it. They don't just want to help, they need to help. They don't just offer comfort, they find their deepest purpose in being your source of strength when you need it most. If your dog has ever comforted you during a difficult time, take a moment to thank them today. They've carried more of your emotional weight than you realized, transformed your pain into their purpose, and loved you not despite your sadness, but because of their profound commitment to your well-being. Because to them, your pain is never yours alone. It's shared, it's felt, and it's met with the kind of unconditional love that reminds us why the bond between humans and dogs is one of the most beautiful relationships in the world.